Hello, welcome to another one of my videos. Thank you for watching. This morning I want to talk about a new record that I recently acquired called Morning's War by Tara-Leigh Cobble. And I think it's Tara-Leigh's 7th record, if I remember reading right. And she worked long and hard on this, I believe. My copy's autographed. And I really enjoy it. I think my favorite track on the whole record is Look at What You've Done, which is a duet with Caleb White. And it's kind of a love gone bad post-mortem sort of thing between the two people that were in the relationship, is the only way I can think to describe it, but I like it. Songs they kind of alternate between this sort of spacey, ethereal thing and pretty stripped down singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar and voice sort of thing. And it's a good balance, and a lot of deep topics are explored, definitely for sure, with the lyrics, and well, I enjoy it. A lot of wet effects on this, a lot of reverbs and delays, a lot more than you hear on many records hanging around today. Another reason I'm talking about this is because I, in some little part, helped to fund this record. And I did it through a website called Kickstarter. Kickstarter.com is the address, and this is probably the 6th or 7th project that I have been a part of on Kickstarter. It's a site where people who are musicians, who are artists, who are inventors, any of that sort of thing. In Nashville, it's surprisingly mainly musicians that put up projects on there. But you put up a project that you are trying to complete, and people give you money. And it's not a one-way system. In exchange for their monies, there are certain levels of rewards for your donating. And with each project, it is completely unique as to what the rewards are. On this particular project of Tara-Leigh's, there were several rewards. If you were at a certain reward, she baked you some cookies, or she drew you a hand-drawn doodle, I believe was the name of that reward. One of them, she wrote out a haiku for you, and for a nice calligraphied sort of ink thing. Either way, for almost everything you got a copy. Most levels you got a copy of the record too, which is that. And I, in this envelope, in a lovely handwritten thank you letter, I received what once was a dozen cookies. Somehow, through extreme willpower, I've managed to keep those around just so I could show them for this video a week after I got them. And amazingly enough, our mailbox is like 5 by 5, maybe at the biggest. This came stuffed in there like this, just I mean, completely just shoved in. And surprisingly, only I think one of the cookies was kind of cracked in half, and it was still 2 parts of a very lovely cookie, so it didn't really make any difference. I think I got chocolate chip and the no-bake oatmeal things. There was an order form once the reward was funded, and oh, that's another thing about Kickstarter, is unless the person gets all of the money that they need, they don't get a dime. And so there's a certain goal that they've set. I think on Tara-Leigh's record it was $8,000, I think it was. And so if she, by the certain date that she had decided the money needed to be there, didn't have the $8,000 completely, she didn't get anything. So it's very much a group effort, and got to kind of get the word out and get people behind it. And so it's been a lot of fun for me funding projects. The first project I ever funded was the one and only Bill Davis and his 5-song EP/vinyl thing that he got to record at RCA's historic Studio B on Music Row in Nashville. And that's kind of how I got introduced to it. And then from there I just started looking around for Nashville things. I've only backed Nashville things so far. I don't know if this is true for every city, but I type in Nashville in the search box, and it shows me like 3 things that mention Nashville in their name. Well, that's not true. Tara-Leigh lives in South Carolina, so I guess I have done more than just Nashville. Completely erase that from the records, Your Honor. But anyways, I type in Nashville, and it puts up, these are the projects that mention Nashville. Or would you rather look for projects that are in Nashville, Tennessee? And maybe because it's a big music town and one of the bigger cities, it's not one of the bigger cities, you know what I mean. One of the bigger cities they get stuff from, maybe they've got a special thing just for Nashville. I've never checked that out. But I just look up Nashville and I look at all the projects that are currently needing funding, and then I just go through and I pick some of them. Some of them are stupid. Some of them I don't want to be a part of, and I just don't do anything with those. And for the other ones, I throw some money at them, because why not? I'll just make more, I guess. And yeah. So one of the other projects that I funded on Kickstarter was Donald Miller is an author, has a number of books out, and a guy named Steve Taylor here in town decided he wanted to make a movie out of one of his books. His book was called Blue Like Jazz, and they started getting this all together, and they were very long in the process, and about a month before they started filming here in town, they lost all of their funding. And if there's one thing I want to see, it's more movies shot in this town, because I wouldn't mind doing that again for a living. And the more movies that come to town, the more of a chance I've got of doing that again. But anyways, doing sound for movies, that is. Anyways, a couple of guys here in town got up a Kickstarter page for them, because it was kind of a last-ditch effort. They knew that this movie just wasn't going to get made, at least not for a long time. But they had everything lined up already, and so they really needed the money, and so these guys got this Kickstarter page together, hoping to raise $125,000. And in 3 weeks' time, they raised $300 and something thousand, which I believe is the biggest, if not the quickest, project on Kickstarter so far. But pretty amazing that there's that many people that liked Donald Miller's Blue Like Jazz to do that. But I was glad to help out for multiple reasons, which I previously stated. Anyways, Tara-Leigh Cobble has this record, Morning's War, and a bunch of other records available on her website that you ought to check out. The first place I ever heard about her, 2, 3, 4 years ago, there was a project that came out from the folks who were translating the Bible into a new translation called The Voice. And the way that they're doing this is they're taking the original texts, and then with the help of scholars, using artists and literary writers and musicians to translate it into a more what's the word I'm looking for? A true translation that is accurate to the text, but that is displaying more of the original emotion and sentiment in which it was written. You know, with the same literary flair in which it was originally written, just in our language, kind of thing. And one of the ways that they did that is they've had a couple of records that they've made where they've had musicians interpret the music and stuff, and they had one called Songs from the Voice, Volume 2. Oh, there was a subtitle to it. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, it was all songs from Isaiah that are about Christ being born, which, strangely enough, makes it a Christmas record, even though it's all verses, almost entirely verses completely, that are from before, hundreds of years before Christ was born. Funny how the Bible works out that way. And it's really a great Christmas record. And Tara-Leigh had a song on there that I liked. I bought that record originally, or found it originally, because of some other musical obsessions I had at the time with some other artists. No, we'll just say artist. That's what it was. Anyways, it's got a lot of great songs on there, and I've actually come to know a lot of very interesting artists from that one record, people that I've found and enjoyed. So anyways, check that out. Check out Tara-Leigh's newest record, and check out Kickstarter.com, and give some folks some money, and you too could be lucky enough to get cookies in the mail from someone you don't know in South Carolina. Yeah, I ate them anyway. I'm just trusting like that. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you're interested, please comment, rate, subscribe, leave a response, anything like that. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.